2A fam, what's good with you? As always, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes, it's just my personal opinion. You shouldn't take it as fact. You shouldn't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. All right, look, fam, let's get into this. But before we do, wait, hold. Hit the like button for me. That's it. Just tap it. Just tap it. Tap it. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I'd ask you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I think you're going to enjoy the content. If you don't, you can always unsubscribe later. And if you're an existing subscriber, you are not subscribers. You are my family. And I want to thank you for all that you do for the channel. Okay, so look, fam, let's get this rolling. So many of you know, but for those who don't, I hold a federal firearms license, an FFL 03, which is a collector's license. And that license, along with a COE, allows certain privileges here in the state of California. It allows me to get ammunition directly shipped to my home. It allows for me to avoid the 30-day wait periods between buying firearms that recently got implemented out here in California. And obviously it allows me to buy certain curios and relic firearms that without the normal waiting period and all that rigmarole. So it does a few things for me. And because I have a federal firearms license, from time to time I am contacted by the ATF with new information that they're trying to get out to the licensees. And so I got this email entitled, and I'm looking down at it now so I make sure that I don't miss anything, because I think this is very, very important information that all of you need to know. And the email is entitled Open Letter to All Federal Firearms Licensees, Force Reset Triggers, FRTs. So look, fam, the ATF is really cracking down on these force reset triggers. Now, I'm no expert on this. My understanding is, you know, generally speaking, the general public is not allowed to have fully automatic firearms absent some type of license to do so. And so most of us have semi-automatic pistols. And so manufacturers, in an effort to give you a closer experience, have created these forced reset triggers. Now, essentially, the argument of the manufacturers is that forced reset triggers are not fully automatic, do not make weapons fully automatic. What happens is when you pull the trigger in a normal semi-automatic firearm, you pull the trigger, one round goes out of the gun, you manually with your finger allow the trigger to reset, and then you can fire again. Those who are technically savvy and who train have the ability to fire, though, a semi-automatic trigger very, very fast. Maybe not as fast as a fully automatic, but close, right? Force reset triggers, essentially, instead of having that reset be manual, it becomes automatic. It forces the reset, allowing you to shoot faster. Now, I have seen this tested. I have seen very skilled people shoot semi-automatic weapons with a semi-automatic trigger, a normal trigger, and they could shoot it very fast, right? And I have seen with the force reset trigger, people shoot very fast as well. And the two, in my opinion, are comparable. Now, if you are not if you're not as well trained as a person who can shoot a normal trigger really, really fast, will the force reset trigger allow you to shoot faster? Probably, with training though, because I have seen people, it takes a certain rhythm, is what my understanding is, to get that speed that the trigger is designed to give you. And my argument is, well, if you're going to train on that, then you can train on a normal trigger and it'd be the same. But regardless of my opinion, my opinion is not what matters here. What matters here is the ATF. And that the ATF has said, and I'm quoting now, force reset triggers. It has been determined that some force reset triggers are considered firearms and machine guns. I mean, I didn't stutter, fam. That's what it says. Yes, the trigger itself is considered a firearm and a machine gun and is therefore illegal. Let me read a little bit more. These particular FRTs, the ones that they've identified, are being marketed as replacement triggers for AR-type firearms. Unlike traditional triggers and binary triggers, the subject FRTs do not require shooters to pull and then subsequently release the trigger to fire a second shot. Instead, these FRTs utilize the firing cycle to eliminate the need for a shooter to release the trigger before a second shot is fired. And so that's essentially what I'm saying, right? You pull it, it automatically resets it, and you pull it again. Now, historically, the law is semi-automatic is one bullet for one trigger pull. The manufacturer of these triggers say that's what we're giving you. The law doesn't say anything about reset. It's one bullet for one trigger pull. And so, yes, the trigger forcibly resets, but then you have to pull it again, right? It doesn't pull it again for you. You have to pull it again. And so in their estimation, they believe that FRTs are perfectly within the scope of the law. But the ATF has come out and said, look, we're letting you know that we consider them as firearms and machine guns, and that any person in possession of this, it says, any person who violates or fails to comply with the provisions of the NFA may be fined up to $10,000 per violation and is subject to imprisonment for up to 10 years. Okay, look, fam. Here's what I'm certain of. Do I agree with their assessment? No, but it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what the manufacturers think. The ATF has the ability to arrest. Now, I am quite certain that this is going to, at some point in time, they're going to get sued. This is going to find its way up to the Supreme Court, and it'll get dealt with there. But in the meantime, do you want to be the test case? Do you want to be the one that the ATF comes after and hits you up for 10 grand and threatens you with 10 years in jail? Not the kid. Not the kid. I love my freedom way too much. Way too much. And so I don't have any force reset triggers in any of my guns. I was curious about them, but I had heard the rumblings of this coming down the pipeline, and I just didn't want any part of it. I didn't want my name on some receipt in some store, some online, something that the ATF rated. The next thing you know, instead of getting emails from the ATF as a licensee, someone who possesses a federal firearms license, I didn't want to go from that kind of contact to the kind of contact with them banging or knocking down my front door. That's what I didn't want. And so, look, fam, if you've got one of these force reset triggers in your firearm, given what's been laid out in this letter, I would seriously, I mean, you do you, But I would seriously consider removing it until this thing gets sorted out in the courts, because from now until the Supreme Court rules on this, and right now there isn't even a case, right? So from now until the Supreme Court rules on this, you don't want to get caught in violation with the ATF. I just think that is a bad situation. All right? So that's it for today, fam. As always, take care of one another, and peace.